Alright, this is for Asia Gondek. Um, the first and foremost thing that I would say right off the bat is that you want to um, get the anatomy down a little bit better. And what I mean by that is the neck is straight up and down. Let me just draw here. So the neck being straight up and down doesn't really happen like that. Um, that's that's wrong, especially if she's being forced with the chains to basically pull. You want the neck much more angular, um, like so, and then from there, you get the shoulders in there, and this shoulder is going to be a lot less, um, like so. The other thing is center your the breasts are way too high. What you want to do is look at the center line here, and you'll have your collarbone going out like this, and then from there, your breasts are going to actually be um, something like this. Like this is the torso. This one is fine. This one is out of the way, so it's actually going to come up off the screen. Um, That being said, uh, her head is turned. So what you want to do is you want to create. Um, so this is your center line here. You're going to push this muscle out a little bit more, and I would also add in these muscles here. Um, and so that's going to really kind of push the aspect of the piece. Secondly, having your head turn so much like this, what you want to do is the other thing too is the ear is bothering me. The ear would actually come back more like this. It's actually center of the head, so it would come back more as well. Um, and then I think the eye would be pushed back a little bit more too. So doing this, what I would do is take, actually let's just grab this eye here, and I would push this back here like so, um, and then the rest of this is just going to disappear like that. So that being said, then there's things that I would work on. The first and foremost thing that I see is that you've got these blades here, and you've got these subtle highlights. Go in there and get rid of those subtle highlights. It sounds stupid, but it's very you want a very strong silhouette in here, because that's going to kind of give you the aspect of what you're really going for. And you can see just by taking out a couple of these, that starts cleaning up this shine, if you will, or it gets rid of the shine, and it makes it feel a lot more interesting. The other thing too is what you really want to do is you really want to pay attention to what an actual ball gag looks like. Um, in all reality, what's going to happen, and this is where I need to go back to drawing here. In all reality, what's going to happen is your teeth, um, are basically clamping in on that ball gag, all right, like this. Um, and so that's the teeth. So the bottom teeth would be shown as well. Um, and then when you're struggle or in pain, your lips are going to flare. So you're going to see the bottom teeth. Um, and then what you want to also accomplish is you're going to have this stretch here, and I think it's going to go further back. Um, just the anatomy of a mouth is kind of um, kind of built in layers, because what happens if you look at a mouth, you have your mouth, and then what you have is you have it goes around the nasal capacity like so, and then there's striational muscles built around the mouth like so. Um, so you need to kind of pay attention to the anatomy and get that out. I would look for like really screaming woman, and something with a lot of emotion on her face. That being said, you also um, want wrinkles here, because you're going to basically push down, and that's going to be pain. You're going to have more up here, and then I would say some up here, more wrinkles up here as well. Um, and then as well as you're going to get wrinkles on the underside of the eye. So those are things that I would work on. The next thing I would tell you to do, which I just didn't want to do that. This is why we create a new layer. So the next thing you want to do is you really want to get your form down, because right now your lighting is all over the place. Um, you've got backlighting going on. So basically what that means is you've got lighting coming from this side, you've got lighting coming from this side, you've got lighting coming from this side, you've got lighting coming over here, and you've got lighting coming all the way down. So you need to define that lighting a little bit more. What I would say is, um, if you're going to do that, then I would say to push, um, so if it's backlit with this orange, that's fine. Then this whole head is going to be backlit with orange. All right, and you're going to see a lot more orange in the blades at this point in time, like so. Um, you'll see very little orange, maybe a little bit going back this way, but I don't think you'll see that much. Um, then here, so you're also going to have orange on this. You're going to have orange on all the undersides of the chain, and you're going to have orange on the sides of the blades, which you do in some places. You'll even probably have orange on the underside of this muscle here, like so. And those are things that you want there. Then from here, you're going to have this white light, and again, it's going to change. If you want the white light directly on, what's going to happen is you're going to get much harsher shadows, something like this, roughly. You're probably going to get shadows under the eyes here, under the nose, under the lips, under the teeth, and then you've got this green light here, which you're already adding, I think, too many lights in the scene. But even if you add this green light, where's this green light coming from? It should be prevalent in the underside of everything. So you can go dark and like so, and you probably get something like this, with a little bit of lighting here. And I think that's going to be a lot better than what you're really going for is, narrow down your colors, narrow down your lights, and decide where everything's coming from, because you still need to have, um, you know, consistent lighting. And I know it's hard, and one thing I do is get a mannequin or a doll or something like that, and um, look at Sideshow Collectibles, or I think it's 1/16 figures. They're a little bit expensive. The 1/16 are expensive, but they're really human proportions and anatomy. Um, and then light it yourself. It's the best solution I can tell you is, get some small lights and light it yourself, and you'll really figure it out fast. Um, so yeah, those are things that I would tell you right off the bat. And you want to get, um, you get darker aspects of the way things go, and you want much more viable lighting. Also, don't forget that these shadows are going to, or these lights are going to add shadows underneath. So, you know, put the shadows in there under this, and they're going to cast a little bit of shadow on here too. So you'd almost put, you know, another chain shadow up here. So you want to get, and like I said, the best thing to do is either take some photo reference of yourself um, or your, you know, use a doll or whatever you need to do, but get your lighting solution down. And I think that'll help quite a bit. Um, and honestly, lens flares, don't get too many of them. Lens flares are basically where the light directly hits you in the eye. So to have one is, I would say, um, is okay, but to have two, it's not going to work right. So that's what I would say. Also, look at how blood works. Um, you know, if this thing is spinning, and if that's the case, then what you need to do is kind of put this so that it's spewing either. If it's spinning, you want the direction of the spin. So you want those blood drops to spin out, and you want it to come up on the mouth. But if it's just a spiked ball, instead just make it a spiked ball, and then also put blood in the ball itself too. Um, what I would recommend is do a self photo and put a ball in your mouth and squirt some ketchup in there. Um, it's a little bit thick, but it'll give you the idea where things will run down and give you that color contrast that you're looking for. All right, I hope that helps.